You are the leading edge of thought. Do you know that? You are out here as physical extensions of source energy, doing precisely what you said you would do. You're here living in, observing, calculating, perceiving, moving about in this mix of contrasts. And as you just live your life, you fulfill everything that you intended when you came forth, because you knew that the consequence of focusing and observing would cause a natural evolution. So as you come into this time-space reality and you see what you don't want, and it helps you to identify what you do want, you are literally synthesizing the data of this time-space reality and coming to endless conclusions of new improvements. We want you to understand how it is that law of attraction is responding to the work that you are doing. How it is that the work that you are doing is adding powerfully, dynamically, perfectly, just as you knew it would, to all that is, to the evolution of all that is. So before you were in this body, you were source energy. But we cannot say you are now only in this body, because you are still source energy, and part of that perspective is focused into this physical body. So here in this physical body, as you examine the contrast of this time-space reality, you come to a new preference. When in your body, on this leading edge, you come to a new idea of what you want, even if you're not speaking it, source energy moves immediately to that new idea. So if you're sick, you automatically, at every level of your being, cellular level too, you ask for wellness, and the source energy part of you moves dynamically and instantaneously and precisely to that wellness that you are asking for. And when that happens, law of attraction responds to that new vibration where the source energy part of you is. Do you get that? In other words, it's not just that law of attraction is responding to the vibration of your thoughts here in this physical body. Law of attraction is responding to the thought that you derived from being here, that source energy rode the rocket of and is now holding in its vibration. And law of attraction is now responding to that new, evolved, expanded version of you. So think about this eternal cycle that we just expressed to you. From your non-physical perspective, you said, I want to be physical. From being physical, you say, I would like this improvement in physicality on the leading edge. And source energy said, you should know you're the pioneer out there on the leading edge, and nobody would know better what would improve your life experience than you, right there living it and synthesizing it. And so when you come to a conclusion, consciously or unconsciously, that you want something, source says, good idea, and becomes it, and offers the vibration of it so powerfully that law of attraction responds to that vibration, and a current is affected. Not just a current, the current of life. Not just the current of life, the only current of life. In other words, there's not a stream of sickness. There's only a stream of wellness, which you're going with or not. There's not a stream of evil. There's only a stream of goodness and well-being, which you're going with right now or not. When you go with that stream, you thrive, and when you hold yourself apart from it, you don't thrive. You will always go with that stream, because it is an eternal stream that you cannot separate yourself from. You can pinch yourself off from it pretty good while you're here in this physical body by beating the drum of things you don't want and holding yourself apart from what you have actually become. But you cannot separate yourself from this stream, and in the moment that you croak, you move right to the expanded version of you. You are one powerful stream of well-being. The vibration of you is all about thriving. It's all about well-being. It's all about knowing. And then when a part of that consciousness expresses itself here into a physical body like you, there is a slight variation in your vibration even in the day that you were born, just from what you're observing of what is not wanted in the physical. In other words, you pick up on the vibration of your mother, who started worrying about you the moment you were born. Now you are born and she's worrying about you, and you're sensitive and you're picking up on her vibration, and you're not the pure vibration that you were just seconds ago. Not to worry though, because the dominant vibration is still there. And anyway, you're going to go to sleep. And when you do, you become one vibration again. Then you wake up, you go to sleep, you wake up, you go to sleep. You begin to adapt to the vibration of your time-space reality, and nothing's terribly wrong. We're just pointing out to you that your perspective here in this physical will not allow you to have the pure vibration that you had when you were only non-physical energy. It's just the way it is, and we lovingly say to you, deal with it. So here's how it works. You're born, you live, you see what you don't want. You identify what you don't want, which helps you to know what you do want. And in the moment that that preference is born, whether it's a big one or a small one, whether you're really aware of it or not, you are constantly giving birth to these preferences, and source energy in every single case is immediately turning its undivided attention to your new evolved idea of you. So there is this you that is evolving, that is becoming, that in incremental pieces, in other words, segment by segment, thought by thought, emotion by emotion, experience by experience, you are expanding to be something more than you were just before you had that experience. Everything that happens causes you to, even if you're not able to clearly speak about it, you offer a clear vibration of improvement and expansion, because life is serving you in that way. And the source energy part of you doesn't say, oh, let me think about it. The source energy part of you says, you have lived the life and you have come to the conclusion and it's valid, and now we will be it. So now the inner being part of you, and oh, what an expansive, incredible energy that is, the expanded version of you, now stands exhilarated at this expansion. Hear that? You, however, what are you doing in relationship to that expanded version of you? The answer is, if you're feeling good, you're in alignment with it. But if you're feeling bad, you're out of alignment with it. And if you're out of alignment with it, then there is a gap between you and you. And the simplest way of explaining this to you is, you're just not letting yourself stay up to speed with who you have become. Even if you hold yourself up in some magnificent little feathered nest, you'd still find things that would cause you to expand. In other words, you are an expanding being. You cannot stop your expansion, nor would you want to. But here in this physical body, you've got to find a way, if you want to be happy, to keep up with your expansion, or to at least point in the direction of what you are asking for. Friend, why not turn and go with the current? Nothing that you want is upstream. The expanded version of you stands in this vibrational place with law of attraction responding to it, and we know that this stream of life, the current of life, this river of life is about that. And when you get crossways of that, that stream beats you up pretty good. When you have lived life which causes you to ask for something, and source becomes, literally, we're not kidding you, you get that, don't you? And it is not just a flimsy, whimsical sort of thing. It's an idea that you have incrementally built even before you got here in this body. There are parts of this you that is in the process of becoming that you set forth while you were only non-physical energy. And now you're here living and adding to it. It has become a viable force of life. It is a powerful point of attraction, and it calls you. And when you go, oh, you feel so good. And when you try not to go, oh, you feel so bad. You are in such control because you did it all. You created the movement of the stream, and now you are creating your position in the stream. When you're paddling upstream, all you have to do everything that you were born to do is just, you ready? Stop paddling upstream. This turning point is the point of relief. This turning point is enough. And it's got to be enough because it's all you've got. And it is enough. And it's all you've got. And it is enough. But it's all you've got. It's enough. But it's all you've got. You get it? It's all you've got. It's enough. But it's all you've got. All you can do, all the power that you have right now is feel worse or feel better. You don't have the power to feel great. You can't quantum leap, but you can stop paddling upstream, which means the natural stream will turn you. Every illness that is known to man is about what we just described to you. Every headache, every ulcer, every nosebleed, every toothache, every cancer, every AIDS, every car crash, every single thing that ever happens to anybody which is not in vibrational alignment with what you want is about you and your relationship with the stream. And if you feel good, then you're a match. And if you feel bad, then you're mismatched. And if you feel bad, you know what to do. Let go of the oars. All kinds of things happen that trigger those thoughts. But by stopping and taking a beat and asking yourself, is this an upstream thought? In other words, does my inner being feel the way I'm feeling about this subject? When you say it, you can feel that you've turned in the direction of source. You can feel that you're going with the flow. And if it is critical, if it is something that is critical about you or about someone else, if it's talking about the earth not going well, if it's talking about politics not going well, if it's talking about doomsday, if it's talking about the world not thriving, if it's talking about any of those things that humans get fixated on, that your inner beings know are not true, that your inner beings know that there is nothing in all of the universe that you need to worry about. When you get fixated on things like that, you separate yourself temporarily from who you are, and your negative emotion is the indication of it. You have been so commonly focused upstream because you've watched television, you've read the books, you've been in environments, you've talked about so many things that they feel normal to you, even though they don't feel good to you. And there are many of you who say, oh, Abraham, come on, be real. There are bad things that are happening in this world. There are bad things that are happening, and isn't it my responsibility to give my attention to these bad things? And we say, yes, in fact it is. Yes, in fact, it's part of the reason that you wanted to come into this time-space reality, because you knew when you saw something that you considered to be a bad thing, that its good counterpart would occur to you. You knew that when you see something that you don't want, that what you do want would come. You knew that when you saw a problem, that you would ask for a solution. You knew that when you saw a tragedy, that you would ask for an improvement. You knew that when you saw starvation, that you would ask for people to be fed. You knew that when you saw those things, that you would, and this world, with all of your technology and all of your interdimensionality and all of your ability to interact with one another so proficiently and in a timely manner. In other words, you have instant communication worldwide. There has never, in all of the universe, been a time where more dynamic creating has been going on. There has never been more asking than the likes of this human race at this time, which means the stream has never moved so fast, which means the potential of the ride of your life is upon you. You have a conscious awareness of the stream. In fact, you know everything. You just heard it. You now know who you are. You now know why you're here. You now know what to do. You will never again feel negative emotion and not know that you're pointed upstream. Being pointed upstream is just fine, because now you know what to do. When you're all upset because something that you want isn't manifesting instantly, we want to say to you, we thought you wanted to ride on the river. Because what you're going to begin to understand as you begin to deliberately play this letting go of the oars and turning in the stream, what you're going to begin to understand is that this river will take you to everything that you want, but that life is going to cause you to keep asking for more. So you're not ever going to get it done. And if you begin to relax and enjoy the movement toward what you are wanting, oh, now we hear you say, oh, that's right, Abraham, you don't have rent to pay. You don't need food. So, of course, you're happy if we just think happy thoughts. And we say, really, we are. Because when you think happy thoughts, when you go with the flow, you're happy. And that's why you want everything anyway. There isn't anything you want for any other reason that you think you'll feel good when you get it. People say, well, give it to me and then I'll be happy. You say, it doesn't work that way. You got to be happy and then you'll get it. Well, I would be happy if I had it, so can't you arrange it so that I get, and we say the vibration comes first. You have to line up with it first. And you've already done most of the work. You've lived the life which caused you to give birth to it. Source energy has become it and has created this powerful vortex, this energy vortex that is summoning you. The call of Source is so powerful. If you're feeling fear and you let go of the thought, you're not going to go immediately to joy and ecstasy, but you will feel relief. If you're feeling frustration and you let go of the thought, you're not going to feel ecstasy, but you will feel relief. If you're feeling appreciation and you deliberately beat the drum of appreciation, there still is relief. You live in a universe that is based upon the law of attraction. But there is a duality in that you are source energy who always offers a powerful, pure, positive energy vibration. And you are also humanly focused in physical form, which means you can focus on things wanted and unwanted. And when you focus upon things unwanted, you split the energy and you feel the discord. And law of attraction is going to give you whatever it is that you are focused upon. Because here in this physical body, with this brain you have, this consciousness that you have, this personality that you have, this attitude that you have, this mood that you have, right now, this is your point of attraction. You are not a puppet on the string. You are not source energy that came forth just to be that source energy. You are source energy that is expanding, and that's why everything is established in the way that it is. So, as you understand that what you're thinking about from your now me, human perspective, personality, mood, attitude, what you're thinking right now is what law of attraction is responding to. And you get what you think about whether you want it or not. You live in a universe that is attraction-based, which means there is no exclusion anywhere in this universe. It means you live in a universe that is attraction-based with no exclusion, which means when you see something that you like and you say yes to it, you attract it. When you see something that you do not want and you shout no at it, you attract it, because there's no such thing as no in a universe that's based upon attraction. There is not a word that means no. Every word means yes, come to me. So everything you complain about says, come to me, this thing I do not want. Everything that you see in yourself that you do not like and amplify, you say, stay here, this flaw that I have picked out in my personality. I want you to stay for a really long time, and that's why I'm talking about you again today. When you're somebody in your life that has a personality trait that annoys you, and you give your attention to it, even if you don't talk about it, you keep it active in your vibration, and that person usually is going to give that to you every time you're with them, because it's active in your vibration, and law of attraction is going to say, oh, a match, 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 oh, a match. So if there's something in someone, in some vibration, in some experience that you don't want, and you turn your attention from it and activate something else, and that personality trait walks into the room in this person, and it's not active in your vibration anymore because you have been focused upon other things, now it doesn't match, it doesn't match, it doesn't match, it doesn't match. And you're going to think, I'm having a very nice time. Isn't it nice to know that just by directing thought, you can learn to activate a vibration of such abundance that abundance will just find you no matter where you are and no matter what you are doing? Isn't it nice to know that when you get nice people activated in your vibration, that nice people will find you no matter what you're doing, no matter where you are? The participants in the universe cannot buck your current. You cannot receive something that's different from the vibration that's going on within you. So you say, how do I know what vibration's going on within me? And we say, look at your life. That's it. And you say, well, my life's pretty good. And we say, we know it is. And you say, except for this thing. And we say, clean it up. And you say, well, let me talk about it. I'd like to tell you about this thing that's going on in my life. And we say, it's better if you don't talk about it. You say, well, I feel compelled to tell you about this. It's a story that I've learned to tell so well. And the most important thing about it is I'm utterly right. And this other person's utterly wrong. So if you would just indulge me a little bit. And we say, it's up to you. It's your life you're messing up by telling this story. And then we say, wouldn't you like to tell a different story? And you say, I don't actually know any other stories. And we say, that's our point exactly. You've got to start telling the prosperity story until you feel it before prosperity can be your experience. You've got to start telling the life treats me good story. You've got to start telling the people are really nice to me story. You've got to start telling the it doesn't matter to whom I was born story because I am a pure positive energy being who always finds my way story. You've got to start telling the isn't it a nice story? Isn't it nice? Wouldn't it be nice? Isn't life good? Isn't life good to me story? And the more you tell that story, the more fact you will have to back that up. At first, some of you will say, Abraham, for me to tell the life treats me good story, I would have to tell a bald-faced lie. And we say, tell it. Tell the lie. Tell it. Tell the lie. Tell the lie till you can't tell the difference. You do it all the time. Everything is perceptual. And as you tell the story the way you want to live it, as you begin to extract from your past experience the best pieces of it, as you sift through the now, creating the most incredible life that anyone could ever live is about nothing more complicated than that. It's about looking from wherever you are for the best thing that you can find. And as you orient yourself in that way, it won't be a week before you'll start announcing to yourself things have improved. And it won't be a month before you're starting to acknowledge things I wanted for a long time have made their presence known to me. And by this time next year, you will be saying out loud to anyone who will hear, I know the secret of life. The secret of life is remembering my worthiness and gravitating to that knowledge of well-being. And they will say, what? That is so deep. And you'll say, oh, but it's so simple to apply. It's just reach for the best feeling thought I can find wherever I'm standing. And developing a propensity for that. And they'll say, yes, but did you see what's going on CNN? And you'll say, you know, I watched that for a while in my attitude of looking for touchstones. And I found so few, it wasn't worth the mining experience. And we want you to understand that we don't want you to stick your head in a hole. We don't want you to put yourself in a cave. We don't want you to try to segment yourself from the things that you consider to be bad in this world. We just want you to activate within yourself a vibration that will keep you from attracting so many of them. And the better it gets, the better it gets, the better it gets, the better it gets, the better it gets. And if you are someone or if you know someone who's had a hard life, then we say this will be easier for you than for anyone you know, because in that hard life you have created a vibrational escrow that is moving so fast, and your feelings of relief will be more obvious than anyone you know. When you turn in the stream from a place of strong resistance, you feel the relief in a powerful way. It's actually easier to recover from something deadly than it is to get over something minor. Because the deadly thing has put so much power in vibrational escrow. And your willingness to feel good is the only requirement. There is nothing that you cannot be or do or have. There is nothing that you need ever to be deprived of again. This universe is resilient and filled with the abundance to serve you. Everything is queued up for your success. But you are where you are. And wherever you are is good.